New information's coming into the Weather Center tonight ahead of tomorrow's winter storm. I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Matt Standards. The heart of the storm is now in Missouri. See that snow already expanding south into southern Kansas. It's going to sweep across Oklahoma and eventually get into Arkansas later tonight. But we'll be tracking more forecasts coming up for the next several hours. Let's watch a little bit of the snow right now. When you look towards the low pressure, there's actually two parts of some of the snow. You got some of the snow bands that are overtaking some of the rain in southeastern Kansas. That's where a cold front is. I'll tell you what, winds are really picking up in western Oklahoma. We've got northerly winds 40, 50, 60 miles per hour. We had one report over 70 miles per hour with these northerly winds coming on in. So that's helping change rain showers over to snow. And then you look farther towards the north. Here's Iowa. I know it gets a little bit hard to see with the white and on white. You see Omaha, here's Des Moines. This is another batch of snow. So what's going to happen later tonight, we'll get some of these showers just after midnight. Some of them are creeping into Benton County and Carroll County as we speak. But then closer to 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we'll watch those rain showers change over to snow, some of the snow that you see towards Wichita. We'll get that in the morning. I think for lunch, though, some of us will have a break. There could be a few flurries. But then the snow up towards the north will eventually wrap in and come for the afternoon. So it's not going to snow consistently all day long, but we'll have a batch in the morning, right at sunrise, right when we're trying to wake up and start our Saturdays. And then later into the afternoon, the heavier snow will come in from Iowa. That's going to start to sag south on the backside of this low pressure as it also moves south into Arkansas. Could get a little bit messy. This isn't the biggest winter storm that we've had, of course, but it's probably going to be the biggest one we've had so far this season. And we're likely to get a couple of inches kind of pretty much area-wide across Arkansas and portions of eastern Oklahoma. Right now, we're mostly dry. Got a couple light showers here and there. Nothing much going on. We got temperatures mainly in the 40s. But here's the latest from the National Weather Service. This purple color shows you the winter weather advisories. What's new tonight is that northwest Arkansas and the entire River Valley have now been upgraded into that advisory. Some of the counties in the River Valley, we did not have it earlier. There are going to be a few moments tomorrow afternoon where we could try to mix a couple raindrops with the snow, which may hurt our snowfall totals, but we're still likely to get some snow out of this storm system. So everyone's now under a winter weather advisory. You expand east and look across the entire natural state. Winter weather advisories all the way from I-40 on Fort Smith into Clarksville, right into Little Rock. So keep that in mind if you do have to travel this weekend between Fort Smith and Little Rock. Also keep in mind, U of A, of course, starts classes next week. You know, we got a lot of folks from just across the central United States. Maybe if you're coming in from Louisiana or Texas, as folks are coming in to move students in back in for the, the winter semester, dropping them off, we're going to have snow likely. So it could be tricky on our area roadways. We might have a little bit more traffic, so we'll just have to keep an eye out on those roadways. The pink color shows you winter storm warnings. That's where we're expecting the most snow out of this storm system. It's not going to be in the corridor of northwest Arkansas. It's not going to be in Fort Smith Van Buren. It's going to be east. You got to go towards Huntsville and then way out east towards Mountain Home, Searcy, and then as you head towards the east, eventually maybe towards Jonesboro as well. This blue color shows you the winter storm watch that's in effect farther towards the east. It's kind of the preliminary issue you get before the warning's actually issued. But we're going to watch some snow really develop across the northern half of our state tonight and into tomorrow. But with those, once again, those winter weather advisories include all of northwest Arkansas and throughout much of the River Valley as well. Winter storm warnings for Carroll County and Madison County. The temperatures are going to change big time overnight. We still have some 50s at the moment, but look at those northerly winds right now. Just barely showing up on the map here. It's kind of cut off. But northerly winds now coming into Oklahoma. There's that cold front. We're still enjoying that east breeze, keeping us fairly warm. But things are going to change. And right behind that cold front, we've got a lot of gusty winds too, up to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's pretty strong tonight. Now, we're not going to get quite that strong of a wind, but I do think later tonight, after midnight, we could see our winds boost up to 30 miles per hour or so, just helping to blow in some of that colder air. We've got to get colder before the precipitation arrives so that we have that chance for snow, but we'll probably do that. Here's a look at futurecast later tonight. This is midnight, so here in just about over 2 hours, we'll watch some rain showers continue to push on in. Remember that first round that's in southeast Kansas right now, snow changing to rain? That's what this is. That appendage starts to move on through parts of northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. We'll all start with rain. I know we're already putting some road treatments down earlier with RDOT throughout the day, but we may have some rain at first, and then we'll start to transition over to snow. We're going to carefully look at the timing, though. And once again, you could probably fluctuate the time by an hour or so, but around 4, 5 o'clock, maybe even 6, I think a lot of us in northwest Arkansas will make that transition over to some snow. And there'll be probably some good bursts of snow in this band, too. In the River Valley, it's going to go from west to east. So portions of Sequoia County and LaFleur County. We may do it a little bit earlier, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We switch over to some snow, but eventually it's going to move towards the east, and from Fort Smith east to Ozark and Clarksville, Paris, and Boonville, we'll also switch over to some snow showers later in the morning. Remember how we talked about 2 rounds though? Eventually this round pushes out and we're just kind of left with a couple dry pockets here and there. But as soon as we get towards lunchtime and after lunchtime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, right in the heart of the afternoon, that other batch of snow that's in Iowa at the moment and eastern Nebraska, that's going to move on south. And this is really the time where we'll try to accumulate some snow. And this is where we're going to carefully look at our temperatures. Yes, we can get some snow early in the morning, and a few of us may try to get a dusting out of that. But here's the heart of the system for us. Throughout the afternoon, snow will continue to wrap around this low pressure system. However, as we have some of those easterly and northeasterly winds, some of those winds may travel right along the Arkansas River at a lower elevation. That's where we have some of our lowest elevation spots, right along the Arkansas River here in Arkansas. Temperatures may be just a touch warmer, so a few of us may mix in a couple raindrops right from Clarksville towards Ozark and then maybe towards Fort Smith and Charleston, Alma. That may cut into some of our rainfall totals, but you head back south past Paris and Boonville, south of Greenwood, south of Pensacola and Depoto. I think we'll have a better chance of getting some of that snow. It's really right along the Arkansas River. If you live within 10 miles or so of the river, it might be just a touch warmer. So this is a very finicky forecast. You know, it's crazy how much of a difference snow can really be, even a 10-mile difference from one town to the next, drastic differences. That's what makes snowfall forecasting pretty difficult. But this is our best idea as we push into your weekend. Snow continues across northwest Arkansas. I know you see those 34s. We can get snow above 32. It really matters what's going on upstairs. If it's 34 right here, but it's 31 right here, I mean, you'll be able to still watch that snowflake fall. It's not going to be warm enough for it to eventually switch over. There's only a shallow layer of some of that warmer air, so we'll still be able to get some snow. So I think the highest totals will be towards the north, where we'll never probably transition back over to rain, and then back towards the south, Poto south towards Tallahena, Waldron also south as well. Throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening, flurries will just continue, but the heart of the storm continues to push east. And then I think as we're waking up Sunday, we're dry. The sun will eventually come out. We're going to warm back up to the 40s. Any snow that we do get, which I promise I'll show you that snowfall forecast here in just a moment, will melt. And then we'll be good going into Martin Luther King Day, which is on Monday. Here's a wide view of the entire state. Maybe you're joining us right now on our live stream from Little Rock, Conway, Jonesboro, also south towards El Dorado and Texarkana. There's that cold front, and let's go ahead and move this cold front towards the south throughout the day. So in the morning, it'll mainly just be a western Arkansas event. Notice how the rain continues for much of central and eastern Arkansas, even north central Arkansas, where they're expecting the most amount of snow. They'll probably get rainfall at first, so watch that closely. But eventually that colder air will start to move south, and everyone will have a chance to eventually change over to some snow. And sometimes the snow right next to the rain snow line could be some of the heaviest. We'll have to watch that closely for you guys. But there even could be some pockets of some thunder snow for parts of eastern Arkansas. But that low pressure will push east, and then throughout the rest of the evening hours, we'll wind things down here in the western half of the state. But then the snowfall will really pick up from Little Rock east towards Memphis, and that's when this eastern half of Arkansas will get their accumulation. So our accumulation will take place mainly in the heart of the afternoon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and then later throughout the day, all that will try to shift east. Here's a couple headlines that we want to touch on too that kind of fit in around this whole forecast. Roads are likely to become slick at times, especially throughout the afternoon. In the morning, they may be okay. We'll get a quick glance of some snow, but the roadways are still kind of warm, so they may be okay. However, you've always got to watch on bridges and overpasses. They're just a completely different animal. They can get much colder than the rest of the roads that are still just on the ground. Heavier snow likely to really accumulate on grass and vehicles, your mailbox, roofs, any elevated surfaces, they'll get the most amount of snow. The roadways may still be okay. Now later in the afternoon, some of those roads may start to become slick as some of that heavier snow starts to push on through. But once again, there are 2 rounds. One right around sunrise, that little bandage that we're getting in southeastern Kansas, and then the second round comes in later into the afternoon. So there will be some breaks. So 10 o'clock in the morning, you think, hey, the snow just stopped, this is it? No, you just got to wait a few more hours, more snow will arrive. All right, here's our snowfall forecast. We have upgraded a few things when we're taking a look just across the whole natural state. The pink colors show you the highest snowfall totals, 2 to 5 inches expected throughout the heart of the Boston Mountains, but that does include parts of Carroll County and Madison County, and then stretching east towards Batesville. Most of northwest Arkansas will pick up probably between 1 to 2. The past couple of days we've been saying up to 2. I think there's a better chance now that we'll go beyond that dusting and at least try to get an inch of snow out of this for Fayetteville, Springdale, Tawnytown, Rogers, Bentonville, and Bella Vista. And then you see a couple pockets throughout the river valley, especially in the higher terrain areas where we'll try to get 1 or 2 inches, especially Mount Magazine, Sugarloaf, Kavanaugh Hill, and then farther south into the Ouachitas. And expanding east, that band of heavier snow will wrap up towards Jonesboro and Memphis. This is a little bit closer look at home. Flurries back towards eastern Oklahoma. Now Tulsa may try to get up to an inch or so, but really I think the most snow will be in northwest Arkansas and then throughout the Boston Mountains, but we will get some of that snow in the river valley. So it's not just a northern event for us. Here's your 7-day forecast. We've got a winter weather alert day expected for your Saturday. I don't think we'll have to worry too much about switching back over to rain. I think most of the time throughout the daylight hours, it's going to be snow for northwest Arkansas. In the river valley, a little bit different of a scenario. Right along the Arkansas River, there will be some times where rain tries to mix in, but overall, snow is headed towards Arkansas and Oklahoma. We'll have the latest coming up here in just a few moments on your 5 News at 10.